Okay, so let's get a start on today, and we'll have people joining us along the way. Today, we're going to be discussing the various meetings that here in Wize we teach and have IP on, which are best practice for your firm. So these are the sort of meetings that happen either on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. We'll go through a list of what they are. I will try to avoid like going into like what makes them a good meeting, but depending on the room size, I'll just go around and try and probably ask about a challenge with a specific meeting, or maybe asking for if you have a question on the value of what a specific meeting is when we get to that part. I want to focus the majority of this session on a question that we hear most from firms about this, which is, so where do we store all these action items? So it's great. We've got all these different types of meetings. Where do we actually store them? And we have a place for that, and that is in the Wize Hub. And that's where Raul's going to take us through how to store them and the task management system that comes through in it. And I really love it because this is a workspace for tasks that relate to working on your firm. We have plenty of workflow management systems in accounting, but they're all about managing the tax return, managing the financial accounts getting done by the team on time. It's a lot to do with the delivery of the client and our internal admin. But here in the Wize Hub, it's about having a dedicated space for things that are going to drive development in your business itself. Okay. And that is all in the Wize Hub, and it's growing more powerful as it's connected to all these other parts like the quad activities and delegation. So then as you're adding these action items into your meeting routines in the Wize Hub, you're able to delegate it onto other people and it will appear on their list. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail. Will be able to take us through this. All right, so we're your three hosts today, myself, Danny, Raul, and myself. So we'll get right into it. So here's a list of meetings next to a photo of myself. Okay. Here's a list of meetings. There is a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Some of these are situational. So for example, a weekly merge meeting. That would happen during an acquisition of a firm, and you would meet weekly with the vendor to ensure that the acquisition goes through smoothly. Okay? So that's more of a temporary sort of thing. But of course, when we talk about meetings, aside from these situational ones, we do mean something that happens on an ongoing, regular basis. Okay? I want to go through each of these in brief, and that will be a lot of content. And we'll just go straight into like, where do you actually store them as you're conducting them now? And to assist, I've got the material here too. So I thought it'd be easy if you could just see words as well. Okay, I think the first one is fairly straightforward. This daily huddle meeting. This 10, 15-minute check, okay, surfacing the priorities for today. It's quite interesting because it often is easy to argue why it is inconvenient or not and not value adding. So for example, you might be in a physical office with other people. Okay, you might chat with each other all throughout the day and go, what's the point of doing this daily stand-up? Well, it is a ceremony in which the team gets together and they would communicate clearly and calibrate themselves for the day about three questions. One, what am I doing? What are we going to complete? And what are my roadblocks? Okay, so this is a place for this to happen. Okay, it's about everyone get out on parade ground and get in line and let's call out and then we can start our day rather than everyone just sort of meandering into the office. Okay, it's just about this daily huddle meeting. That's the deep and narrow team requires a very clear line of communication throughout the deep and narrow team structure. So this daily huddle ensures this. Look for that as a leader. If you think about it as a manager, you'll think, okay, how can I get it implemented and how can I delegate it away? Fine. You're managing it. Thinking as a leader is, what does this tell me about my team when I listen to them on their daily huddles? I would say like 80% of my change management for my own firm has occurred through the daily huddles. Like out of desperation, because that's where everyone was there. They're fresh. I'm like, guys, hold up. Before you start, Before you guys get going, I have to say something to you. Okay, I don't have to do that anymore, but this daily huddle was critical. It's a critical communication junction for your team every day. I'll move on. The daily pub productivity unblocker meeting is an extension to the daily huddle, and it's either 15 minutes before or after your normal daily huddle, usually after. Ed suggested this to me when I asked him, "Oh, the team struggles with knowing what the workflow schedule's like for the next week. How do I get them aligned on this?" And he was like, "Simple. After the daily huddle, stay for 5 minutes and then talk about it." And I thought, well, I didn't know it was that simple. We haven't stopped doing it. It's been years. So this post 15 minutes is a buffer on everyone's calendar. And during their daily huddle, when they mention their roadblocks, sometimes people can't articulate the specific task of their roadblock, and they would just say, "I need someone's name, help." And that productivity buffer after that daily huddle allows people to meet together. Okay, it's only 10, 15 minutes. It's sometimes all it takes. Sometimes it's a job brief. "Hey, I'm about to start this job for the day. Can you just brief me the job?" That 10, 15 minutes is the literal sharpening of the saw, and that like phrase from Stephen Covey. I'll move on. Now, weekly sales, team, executive, merge, these weekly meetings, everything here that you see weekly, I can summarize in these terms. At the bare minimum, you would have as a team one weekly tactical. And depending on the size of your firm, each of these could simply be an agenda item on that weekly tactical. However, the larger your firm grows, certain agenda items warrant their own space. So sales often ends up warranting its own space later outside the weekly tactical. Review performance, solving problems on it. So that's usually a mainstay. This is the weekly tactical. Okay. The executive meeting, typically in the weekly tactical, you want to remove executive discussion elsewhere. You don't want like certain team members hearing it. And the merge meeting, I said it was situational. SOP development. It's a healthy thing to be able to have team members bring up their SOPs during the weekly tacticals and then ask for approval. Okay. And it counts as training the office on it if you bring it up in the weekly tactical. Now, sometimes that's all it takes. 5 minutes, everyone's ready to hear it. That's what I've also learned from Wize mentoring and what they've implemented it. It's always in our Wize mentor meetings that SOPs are shown, and it's great. Monthly one-on-ones with your team, managers meetings, board meetings, of course, and we have our annual performance related ones. So there are a lot of meetings here, and as you can see, some of them are situational. Yeah, so outside of the weekly tactical, the monthly board meeting is critical here, and then the rest get extended on. Of course, the annual performance reviews are critical, and then you extend this by making them bi-monthly, biannually, so 6 monthly. And then finally, you must have an annual planning meeting, which is where you set out the company's annual goals, strategic plans, workflow schedules, priorities. You basically go around and collect all the goals and dreams and aspirations of your managers and leaders. We put it all into a big pot together and we go, let's try and make that happen. So this is the annual planning meeting. The better it is done, the less there is to worry about for the team for the rest of the year. Like that's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is you meet operationally once with your firm, and that is it. The monthly board meetings are just tracking along everything from that point onwards. That makes sense. That's the ideal Wize withdrawal state. Okay, so there's a lot going on in here. I want to hand it over to Raul. And I really recommend that if you don't have access to your Wize Hub, that you raise it now. But otherwise, I recommend you logging into your Wize Hub and seeing if you can navigate around where Raul's going. So Raul,
Yeah, like as all the meetings that Thomas have mentioned, we consider that it's super important to keep all your information regarding to your business in one place that we have designed that it's the Wise Hub. And for this, we have this specific section that it's here in meetings, and it's the first one, organization meetings. This can be as not extensive as you want, or we can keep it also simple. For this exercise, I will be just using here the production. Please just review that we will have this divided into different divisions so you can keep tracking your different type of meetings. And the people will have access just for the ones that you add them, not to all of them. So you can keep that information private also. So I will just create one meeting here in production. You can just click here, create a meeting on call test. I always call them test. But well, so here will be important to select who's going to be attend to the meeting. Our name is not going to appear here because we are already creating them. You're seeing here my name because they have another employee. It's called with my name. That's why. But for example, I want to use here Jamie Chance, and here is where we're going to choose the differentiation in the access. So viewer, it's somebody that you just need to see the information and not edit the information. Editor, well, the name say they can update the information if you have already delegated the information. This person can be prepare the information before the meeting, and once you arrive to the meeting, the information shall be there. The agendas, I will see here uh, and create these really fast. So the agendas can be the topics that we are always talking about in the meeting. For example, that meeting that it's the daily meeting or the 15 minutes meeting when we're asking like, what are you working on? What are you stuck on? What are you going to achieve today? So we can add these as an agendas, and all the time the employee will need to arrive here and update the information and keep the historical of these here in minutes. In the objective, here in this specific section, you need to explain what are the most important things that the employee needs to have in their consideration in order to update this as you need it. This is how we will be adding manually on your needs. But for terms of this, I will just import the meeting that we have also templates. See, here's the one-on-one meetings.
Yeah. Oh, these
And
templates are great. Raul, like, so like they'll have it all like kind of pre-laid out.
yeah,
It's wow. Okay, let's check it out.
yeah, these templates are for
Bam.
like, and
Well,
it's
click on the
boom.
career wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. And it goes to like mad. Mad. So that's like a way to like, okay, so if you're gonna like haven't set up these meetings yet, just import it. Can you show that one more time? Sorry, that import.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we are gonna just click here in add agenda item. Here, import meeting agenda. The differentiation between import meeting agenda and import template, it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
the agenda, it's gonna be in a singular, like just one step, probably is 101 career wheel, and that's it. And the template, it's gonna be the entire steps. For example, now Fab 5 review, it's gonna be the 101 plus the Fab 5, and in this case. See, now it's here.
So, okay, the template gets it into this existing one, the agenda.
Yeah, because how I add it now, and I am working under one meeting, I am just
Hmm.
adding in the same meeting. I will just need to delete it because we are working under this test meeting.
Okay, I was just trying to understand the difference between import an agenda or import a
Yeah,
template.
yeah. The agenda, please let
Yeah.
me show you. If we go here, the agenda. See here, it's all the
Oh, it's
steps, like
it's
each
more.
step, like yeah, one.
Oh, one. It
Well,
just
this will be in a singular.
right. It's importing like a task. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
see. Just one task in specific.
Right. Template's a collection. Okay. Okay.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly. The
Nice.
objective, it's going to be the description of what we are looking to get in this agenda and how we are going to achieve this. And the minutes here, it's where we are going to start creating for this. One example can be here, profitability in the team. So we're going to add a minute because I'm going to simulate that we are going to present this uh, the Friday. and so just add, and it's going to be here in the minutes. The information that we added for the meeting that we are going to have on the 19th, it's here. And then we can start creating a historical process of these profitability Fab 5.
Nice. Bro, something I want you to dive into. Could you show how, okay, so for each of these agenda items, often they require multiple tasks in order to finish, right? They're often like projects in order to get done, like write-offs on. Like, you have to do a lot of things. So we'll end up with many tasks, and some of those tasks often get assigned to like various people, and it can get messy, right? It can get messy, like, okay, where can I just see all my tasks? Could we try just to demonstrate this for everyone, like adding two tasks in these agenda items for two different people, and then in another, and then we'll go to task management, and we'll be able to see how really the view that we should be focused on is this task management, right? So, did you want to go into that as well?
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay,
So when
let's.
we are working here in a specific agenda and we have something really specific to accomplish regarding that, we can
Mhm.
here create a task. Just, well, account. Well, here will be all the description, the due date, like the status, all the what we consider it's important. Also, if we need to like help this activity with a document or a link, here it's the space. So I want to assign this to an employee that I have.
Yep, Jose Lopez.
Yeah, and
Task is accountant.
yeah, th- and there is Michelle.
Sure. Jose and Michelle. Okay.
Yeah,
So, okay, so these two, hypothetically have these two tasks for Fab Five profitability team. Okay.
exactly.
And then let's, and then we'll try another one in a different agenda item, give it another two tasks for Jose and Michelle, and we'll see how it groups up.
Yeah.
So let's add two tasks here for Jose and Michelle as well.
So we have used the profitability and the lockup days. And see, if we go here in task management and review here business-wide task, it's here, 1 to 3, accountant, task 2. But see, it's linked with a meeting. So
Mm,
when we are seeing this blue section, it's because it's linked to a meeting in specific. So if we are talking about to accomplish this task number 2
hmm.
for Michelle, and I go here, well, here is gonna be the name of the task, the description, all the information. But see, it's linked to this specific meeting. We are
That's
gonna
great.
open a
That's
new
great
tab.
context. That's great
Yeah.
context.
So all the time we need to see like if we need to accomplish this, it's because it's based on this objective with this meeting. So we're having like all environment of the communication here.
Hmm. And can you just show us a little bit on the different views and the filtering on the task management? Like, say,
Sure.
if we're in task management and we wanted just to go, oh, like what's on Michelle's plate specifically?
Yeah. So we're gonna click here in filter and well,
Maybe I think business-wide tasks, so we'll capture everything and
yeah,
then
just the
assign.
filter, it's giving me permission to assign to here, Michelle.
Mhm.
Sorry. So this is what it's assigned to her. We see
Nice.
we this is a drag and drop section. So if we're seeing like this thing has been completed or we are working in our personal activities, we can just put here, like this is in progress, like in review.
And we can make it a list view, right? As
Yeah,
well.
here.
Great. This is a good view too.
Yeah. Different. It's depend on how we are working and what it's easier to us at the time to see the information. Probably in my case will be like the Kanban board because I am like a little bit more visual and this helped me to keep more organized. But yeah, like this is just depend of the client.
Yeah, I find as a managing it, list Kanban's good for like getting those updates in. List view is like, oh, quick scan, where are we up to?
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
that will be all for the meetings. Of course, we can go like a little bit further of if you would like to explore more about it, you can go here in the Wise of Knowledge Center and put here. So see, here you will have all the description, how to add an agenda, uh, how to assign task, all the information here. What we have reviewed, it's here. So this just to help you and make the information a little bit easier, or if you would like just to explore further.
Nice. Nice. That's a
Yeah,
great, well-made SOP page.
yeah,
So like basically if you just use the Wise Hub and then use this, you've implemented a whole bunch of business related things too.
yeah.